When he saw me, he just froze for a few seconds, and then randomly hugged me. I honestly thought something was off with him, but the Grand Scholar seemed really close with him, so I didn't say anything. The Grand Scholar later told me he's our senior disciple. He took me and the other senior disciples out shopping for gifts, and was super nice to me. As he spoke, he reached into his little bag and pulled out several incredibly valuable jade ruyi and gold locks. I was confused. I almost leaned over to ask Xiao Deji, who was driving up front, but before I could move, I heard him call out, "My lady, it's raining out there. Sit tight. Once we're back home, I'll fill you in on everything." The moment we got home, I noticed Jingxing's bag was stuffed full. It looked about the same as when he left, but now it was packed with all kinds of expensive accessories. The craftsmanship looked incredibly fine, and some pieces even had the Imperial family seal on them. What kind of generous senior disciple just hands out stuff like this? My suspicion deepened. Didn't I tell you, be humble and polite when you're out? We don't know these people. You can't just take things from strangers. What if he was trying to lure you away? Then what? Jingxing sat quietly in my arms thinking it over. But Mom, that senior disciple said he knows you. He also told me you two used to be really close friends, and that he's been looking for you for a long time. I'm not exactly a social butterfly, even after all those years in the royal household. I never really made friends in the capital. The only person I knew there was Fu Yunzheng. No way it's him, right? That's impossible. We're so far from the capital. There's no way he'd know I'm out here. And he's the crown prince now. Why would he travel all the way to the north? Just because of a kid who looks like him? So do you know that senior disciple's name? Jingxing answered without even thinking. He said his last name is Fu. I heard the Grand Scholar say Fu is the royal surname, and that senior disciple is the Grand Scholar's very first student. His personal disciple, the most talented one he's ever had. Oh, I remember now. I think his name is Fu Yunzheng. Damn it, how on earth did he find us? I glanced back at Xiao Deji. He was looking at me with this little grin. Something felt off. Fu Yunzheng must already know. Where we are, there's no other reason the Grand Scholar, who was called back to the capital, would suddenly rush back. With all these kids in tow, Fu Yunzheng's fingerprints are all over this. We've been exposed. Fu Yunzheng could easily be right outside my door with his men. I had to grab my kid and run. Now or never. I only spent 6 years with him, but I know him inside and out. No matter what. The one thing he cannot stand is betrayal. He'd drag me back, make me pay for it, and demand to know why I walked away like that. He was not going to let this go. I was not letting him take Jingxing. Fu Yunzheng is going to be emperor. He'll have a whole harem. Countless concubines. He doesn't need Jingxing. I kept telling myself that, but my feet never stopped moving. I was terrified. That 1 second too slow and I'd be caught. I grabbed my stuff, opened the back door, and there was Fu Yunzheng with Imperial guards flanking him. 5 years. Fu Yunzheng had gotten so much thinner, but his face was still just as sharp and striking. Something was different though. He looked completely worn down, exhausted, hadn't even shaved. You could tell. He'd been riding hard to get here, barely off his horse. The guy who used to be obsessed with looking clean had mud all over his pants and sleeves. His face was as black as the bottom of a pot. If I splashed water on his face right now, I swear dirty water would drip off. If looks could kill, I'd be cut into 1,000 pieces. His jaw was clenched so tight, like he wanted to bite right through me. Jingxing was clinging to my leg, looking up at Fu Yunzheng with wide eyes. Then he turned to me and said, "Mom, this is the one I told you about. The Grand Scholar's best student, his personal disciple." The way Fu Yunzheng looked at Jingxing was like a kid staring at his favorite dessert. I pressed my hand to my forehead and screamed internally, "No! Jingxing, this is not the amazing senior disciple you think he is. This is your deadbeat dad who just won't stay away. He is not a good person. He's a monster. The kind that chews you up and spits out nothing." Fu Yunzheng shifted his gaze to Jingxing's face. My heart lurched. I instinctively tried to pull Jingxing behind me. Fu Yunzheng's dark, gloomy expression, the moment he laid eyes on Jingxing, suddenly just lit up. I watched him warily as his eyes darted back and forth between me and Jingxing, like he was searching for something. Then his gaze locked onto Jingxing. A smile crept across his face. "Jingxing? Long time no see?" Last time was at Zuihua Tower. That was 7 days ago. He reached out and gently ruffled Jingxing's hair. "Senior brother Fu, you're so impressive. You even kept count of how many days it's been. But wait, why are you here?" Fu Yunzheng's eyes went all soft and warm. "Because I really wanted to see your mother, an old friend of mine." Fu Yunzheng smiled and pulled Jingxing into his arms. "How long have you two been living here?" "Senior brother Fu, I've lived here my whole life. If the Grand Scholar hadn't gone to the capital, I never would have met someone as amazing as you." Fu Yunzheng suddenly turned his head and stared straight at me. "My old friend, aren't you going to invite me in for a proper look at the home you've lived in for 4 or 5 years?"